Hello everyone. I am going to do day 11 of Irish Quarantine Tunes. It is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day, everyone. And I'm going to start off with a song. It's a rebel song. It describes the events of the 1798 Rising. And I hope you sing along. So. Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush, ma, but call, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. The pikes be together by the rising of the moon. And then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering's to be. The old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle up the marching tune. With a pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. With a pike upon your shoulder by the rising of the moon. Out of many a mud wall cabin eyes were watching through the night. Many manly hearts was throbbing for the coming morning light. Murmurs ran along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon. And 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. 1,000 pikes were flashing by the rising of the moon. Beside that singing river, that dark mass of men was seen. Far above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Death to every foe and traitor, forward strike the marching tune. Hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. Hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, try the rising of the moon. All right, the rising of the moon. Hurrah me boys for freedom. Unfortunately, it was a failed attempt. It didn't work. So I'm going to proceed with a pikeman's march, since that story was about the pikes flashing and the pike upon your shoulder. And this is called the Halting March, or the Pikeman's March. And I think I learned it off a Boys of the Loch CD. the Pikeman's March in honor of the rising of the moon and the pike upon your shoulder. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna do a song, an air that was actually, I found out doing a little research, was written by Captain Francis O'Neill and his brother and another fellow named McFadden down in Chicago around the early 1900s. It's called OConnells Lamentation. I don't know anything about it other than it appeared on a 1979 album from Canada, from Ian Robb and Hang the Piper. And it's also in what we like to call the Yellow Bible, which is the O'Neill's collection of 1,850 Irish melodies and tunes. So this is kind of a sad song, and it goes out to all the people that are suffering right now in the pandemic. So. O'Connell's Lamentation. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Unfortunately, this whole thing is not an April Fool's prank, and we're not waking up to a different reality. And hope everybody is getting by. It's a new month. I was gonna make kind of a April Fool's joke and say, like, at least this year April only has 30 days. But that's not all that funny. So, all right. So I'm going to sing another song. I learned this from a friend back in Ann Arbor, Ellie, who was my next door neighbor when I lived on East University at Deb's Co-op. And she liked to write parodies of songs. And so this song is called One Morning in May. And the version that she wrote, I only remember a little bit of it, but it goes, let's see. One morning, one morning, one morning in May, I spied a young couple as they were making their way. One was a ski bum from northern Utah, and the other was a student at Michigan Law. She was a law student at the time, and so I think one of her professors gave her extra credit for doing parodies that involved, various legal terms. Let's see. So I'm going to do that song. There's a recording that I posted last night on my page that is from James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt singing this song back, I think, in about 1973. So. One morning in May, spied a young couple as they were making their way. One was a maiden so bright and so fair, and the other was a soldier and a brave volunteer. The other was a soldier and a brave volunteer. Oh, good morning, the soldier he cried. And where are you going, my pretty lady? I'm going out a-walking by the banks of the sea, to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. To see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. They had not been walking but a minute or two, when out of his knapsack a fiddle he drew, and the tune that he played made the valleys all ring. Hark, hark, cried the lady, hear the nightingale sing. Hark, hark, cried the lady, hear the nightingale sing. Pretty lady, it's time to give o'er. Oh no, kind soldier, please play one tune more. I'd rather hear your fiddle and the touch of one string, than to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. Than to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. Pretty soldier, will you marry me? No, kind lady, that never can be. I've a wife in old London and children twice three. 2 wives and the army's too many for me. 2 wives and the army's too many for me. I'll go back to London and I'll stay there a year. It's often I'll think of you, my little dear. And when I return it will be in the spring, to see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. To see the waters gliding, hear the nightingale sing. To see the waters gliding, hear the nightingales sing. One Morning in May, the original version. All right, well, I'm going to finish up with a set of 2 reels. The first one is called The Road to Rio, or sometimes The Reel of Rio. Don't know too much about it. It was written by a guy named Sean Ryan, who wrote a lot of tunes, actually. And then the second one is called Christmas Eve, and it's written by a fellow named Tommy Coen. And these are a couple Irish reels that I really like. So here we go. the road to Rio and Christmas Eve, some Irish reels. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 12. If you have requests, let me know. So take care. Bye-bye.